Happy Sunday morning, March 28th, 2021. I'm Riley King. Happy Sunday morning, everyone, and welcome to this Sunday morning edition of The Morning Show with Riley King. It's time to rise and shine and get this Sunday off to a good start, so grab that cup of coffee, sit back, relax, and enjoy this Sunday edition of The Morning Show with Riley King, where we have a little bit of everything for you in this program. So let's begin. And first up, we're going to start off with a look at your COVID-19 dashboard from Johns Hopkins University in Medicine. And here's a look at that COVID-19 dashboard from Johns Hopkins University in Medicine. Your global cases are 126, 821, and 835. Your U.S. cases are 30, 219, 071. Your global deaths are 2, 778, 970. And your U.S. deaths are 548, 828. That is a look at your Johns Hopkins University COVID-19 dashboard. And now let's get to some other news now. UK variant hunters lead global race to stay ahead of COVID. Even when there were just a few dozens confirmed cases of COVID-19 in the UK, professors recognize that the country needs to expand its capacity to analyze the genetic makeup of the variant of UK COVID. Expelled from U.S. at night, migrant families weigh next step. In one of Mexico's most narcotic cities for organized crimes, migrants are expelled from the United States throughout the night. Suicide bomb hits Palm Sunday Mass in Indonesia, 14 wounded. 2 attackers have blown themselves up outside a packed Roman Catholic cathedral during a Palm Sunday Mass in Indonesia on Sunday, wounding at least 14 people. Georgia lawmakers shaken but resolved following arrest at election bill signing. Rep. Parker Cannon was forcibly escorted out of the State House. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's go into weather. In weather, severe weather brings major flash flooding, tornadoes south as threat moves to the east. Some waterways in Nashville quickly rose to their highest since 2010. Severe weather ripped through the south from Texas to North Carolina on Saturday and continuing on Sunday morning with at least 164 reports of severe weather so far in the region. And now let's take a look at the weather across the United States right now. And here is a look at your weather across the United States for all of you right now. As you can see, there is a little bit of rain and snow up here. And then over here, you're seeing snow and a big pile of rain all around here. And some dryness over here, a little bit of rain over here, dry all over here, and some dry over here, but rain will be eventually moving in along the East Coast, as you can see. And that is a look at the weather across the United States for this Sunday. And we are going to switch gears now. And let's go into a cooking segment. Pandemic cooking, Americans experimenting with new recipes. Let's take a look at this video from the Today Show.
Tonight, I'll be eating loaded tots for March Madness. Thanks, boo.
I think you better double them tots.
No, this me was last year. I didn't get my madness last year, so we're doing double the madness this year.
You pour in some of the pasta water.
Cooking has become a big part of just about everyone's daily lives.
We cook a lot more together. We go to the market together. We're stuck together.
And for the Masries, it's now a family affair. Why did you want to share this joy of cooking with your daughter?
Cooking really for our family means love. I think you can express your love and appreciation through cooking meals.
Beth and Zaid are longtime cooks, but 9-year-old Olivia discovered her own interest this year. When you're all cooking together, does it go smoothly?
No, it can only be 2 people. If it's 3, it gets all crazy.
It gets crazy in the kitchen. What's the final touch?
Oh, don't we need to get some herbs?
The art of cooking has been a learning experience with many home chefs gaining new skills.
Because it's not just cooking, we also get to experiment with the food.
The Masries use recipes from America's Test Kitchen, and they're not alone. Jack Bishop is the top creative officer for the company, known for its popular cookbooks and long-running cooking show. He says user engagement has skyrocketed more than 100% in the pandemic. Their recipes have given new cooks added confidence.
We want to make sure that it's going to work for people at home. And the only way to know that is to enlist the help of 83,000 volunteers who've agreed to test our recipes at home.
So my husband John and I became recipe testers.
This is what we're making. Butternut squash and apple fattoush. That sounds good.
That sounds great.
So just cut it in half like that?
Yep, that's what the recipe says.
What does it say about the apples?
Get it in there.
Okay. Honestly, I still have no idea what this is going to look like at the end. Should we call Peter?
Yeah, let's call Peter.
Okay, let's
see how they're doing.
Peter.
Your table looks way better organized than ours.
If only that counted towards how it tastes.
Peter's family was a big help too.
Put it close by. Close by right next to it. Put on top of
Yep,
it.
and paint it.
More painting.
All right, girls, so throw these things in here.
Emma, nicely done.
Good job.
The apple butternut squash fattoush.
Yes,
I
and
loved it. I was confused about whether I had to roast the apples. Ultimately, we decided not to. Was that the right move?
you made the right call on the apples. More than 100 recipe testers have been making this recipe and sending back feedback.
The responses from recipe testers help make the published recipes easier to follow for novice cooks.
What we've really seen in the pandemic is so many people who are new to the kitchen. Everything from like, so what's the difference between a paring knife and a chef's knife? Which I would say is a fairly basic question.
Helping them create new memories.
Sunday night cooking. This was so fun to Kristen and John.
Cheers. It was so fun to cook with you guys, and our fattoush turned out pretty well. We ate it for a second day. How about you guys?
I was going to say, I now know where the apples went, which is into my daughter Ava, who was just crushing apple after apple while the rest of us were trying to make this happen. This was a lot of fun. In our family, we struggled, I'll be honest, with this recipe a little bit, but we have had fun cooking together at home, right? It's like a family thing you do as a unit when you're stuck together.
Exactly, and I think it goes back to what the Masries said, that family who I interviewed, that it's about love.
Yeah.
And Olivia Masri.
She also said when there's more than 3 people in the kitchen, it gets crazy, too.
It gets crazy, yes. So fun recipe.
Okay, there you go. Very
Thanks for
cool.
watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipe.
Very cool indeed. And if you want to see this video again, we will share it with you on the Riley King Network Facebook page right after this broadcast. And we are going to switch gears now. Let's go into some entertainment news. First up, Sharon Osbourne leaves the talk following allegations of misconduct and racism. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
Back now on GMA and details of Sharon Osbourne's exit from The Talk following that heated on-air discussion that led to an investigation of her conduct. ABC's Zareen Shah joins us with that story. Zareen, good morning.
Good morning. Which Sharon Osbourne has been on all 11 seasons of The Talk. When people think of that show, they often think of her. She's recently been accused of racist language that allegedly goes back years, and this morning she is out of the conversation. Overnight, longtime Talk co-host Sharon Osbourne stepping down after the show's internal investigation into her behavior during this exchange earlier this month.
And don't try and cry, because if anyone should be crying, it should be me.
The saga unfolding after an on-air confrontation. That argument sparked by what former Good Morning Britain host Piers Morgan said about Meghan Markle's interview with Oprah.
I'm sorry, I don't believe a word she says, Meghan Markle.
Well, that's
I wouldn't believe it if she read me a weather report.
Markle appearing to suggest the royal family of racist behavior, which the Queen has said are concerning and will be addressed privately. Osbourne defending Morgan.
Because I supported a long-time friend and work colleague of mine for years, that everybody goes, if you support him, then you must be racist because he's racist.
Osbourne tweeting an apology, but the show went on hiatus, announcing an internal investigation. That's when allegations about Osbourne's behavior towards minorities began surfacing. Former Black co-host Holly Robinson Peete tweeting Osbourne played a role in her leaving, calling her too ghetto. Osbourne denied that comment. A reporter saying co-host Leah Remini and other sources claim Osbourne made racist comments about former Chinese-American colleague Julie Chen, and that Osbourne reportedly made homophobic comments about former show creator and co-host Sarah Gilbert, and anti-Italian slurs towards Remini. Osbourne did not respond to our request for comment, but denied the statements on Entertainment Tonight.
People who are let go along the way get pissed off. I'm the big girl with the big mouth, so they fire it at me. Don't accuse me of something that's a lie.
CBS said what happened on that March 10th broadcast was upsetting to everyone, including the audience, and they concluded that Osbourne's behavior to her co-hosts did not align with their values. Eva?
Zareen Shah for us there. Thank you.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Rock.
Okay, and there you go. And we want to hear from you. Let us know what you think of this drama and things. Comment below and let us know. What a diversity craze would do for the royal family. Let's take a listen to that video from Entertainment Tonight.
Well, it's interesting that the palace have said they are appointing a diversity chief just weeks after the fallout over the Oprah interview, which of course saw the royal family engulfed in a very serious and unprecedented race round. Now we learn that they are in the process of hiring a chief of staff. My understanding is that this was an appointment that was always going to happen. It was something the royal family thought was important as it modernised and progressed, but it certainly seems to have been speed-tracked post-Oprah and really given paramount importance now. So we've seen that the institution now are reacting to that interview, that diversity is now very much at the forefront of the palace. And I think the simple fact is that these allegations of racism have stung. They have hurt the royal family publicly and privately. As far as the royals are concerned, Prince Charles, who has done so much to promote diversity, particularly in the UK and around the Commonwealth, and for Prince William, who is championing an anti-racism movement here in the UK in sports, particularly in football. These claims have frankly been devastating. And as far as the royal family is concerned, these allegations are deeply damaging. They are very upsetting. I think we saw that very much with Prince William responding when asked if the royal family was racist, and he said this is very much not a racist family. I think you are now going to see even more evidence of them really proving just that. I'm sure that Meghan and Harry would very much want to be involved with discussions about how the palace might become a more diverse workplace. But the feeling I get is this is very much handled in-house. This is being taken care of by courtiers with the oversight of the Queen and members of the royal family. But essentially, this is an in-palace operation. And I think it's quite telling that Meghan and Harry haven't been invited to be part of the investigation into the bullying claims against Meghan. They're being kept quite deliberately distant from that. And I would expect that it will be very much the same with this whole movement towards a more diverse working operation at Buckingham Palace. The couple have cut their ties with the palace, with the courtiers. There's really no reason for them to be a part of these discussions. But I think the point is the palace have heard what the couple have to say. They have listened. And now measures are being put in place to act on some of those challenges.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And thank you for joining us for this edition of The Morning Show with Riley King. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. See you back here next time for another edition of The Morning Show with Riley King. Goodbye, everyone.